Hi, it's me, Storyteller Mitch again. Got another old one for everybody. It is an anthology of verse, Oxford. It is published in, where is it? Toronto Oxford University Press, 1964. This book is, it mentions right on the thing. It says Robert A. Charlesworth, Coordinator of English for the Board of Education, Borough of North York, and Dennis Lee, Teaching Member, Rochdale College, Toronto. Alright, so this is actually a book of a lot of poems. List of poems by number. There are poems. 204. So, much like Lady Precious Stream, I'm not actually reading a novel. I'm not going to do each one in each little video, because that would just, to me, would be a waste of time uploading each one individually. So what I'm going to do for each video is I'm going to do about 5 or 6 poems, and then upload. Maybe more, depends how long it takes. Alright? Now I'm going to start with the first one, number 1. It is called Fern Hill. Now as I was young and easy under the apple boughs, about the lilting house and happy as the grass was green, the night above the dingle starry, time let me hail and Klein, golden in the heydays of his eyes, and honored among wagons I was prince of the apple towns. And once below a time I lordly had the trees and leaves, trail of daisies and barley, down the rivers of windful light. And as I was green and carefree, famous among the barns, about the happy yard and singing as the farm was home, in the sun that is young once only, time let me play and be, golden in the mercy of his means, and green and golden I was, huntsman and herdsman the calves. Sang to my horn, the foxes on the hills barked clear and cold, and the Sabbath rang slowly in the pebbles of the holy streams. All the sun long it was running, it was lovely, the hayfields high as the house, the tunes from the chimneys, it was air, the playing lovely and watery, the firegreenest grass, a nightly under the simple stars. As I rode to sleep, the owls were bearing the farm away, all the moon long I heard, blessed among the stables, the night jars, flying with the ricks and the horses, flashing into the dark. And then to awake and the farm, like the wanderer white with the dew, came back, the cock on his shoulder, it was all. Shining it was Adam and maiden. The sky gathered again, and the sun drew around that very day. So it must have been after the birth of the simple light, in the first spinning place, the spellbound horses walking warm, out of the whinny and green stable, onto the fields of praise. And honored among foxes and pheasants by the gay house, under the new-made clouds, and happy as the heart was long. In the sun born over and over, I ran my heedless ways, my wishes raced through the house high hay, and nothing I cared at my sky-blue trays at that time allows, in all his tuneful morning so few, and such morning songs, before the children green and golden follow him out of grace. Nothing I care in the limb-white days that time would take me. Up it to the swallow throng soft by shadow of my hand, in the moon that is always raising. Now that riding to sleep, I should hear him fly with the high fields, and wake to the farm forever fled from the childless land. Oh, as I was young and easy in the mercy of his means, time held me green and dying, though I sang in my chains like the sea. Dylan Thomas. More water. Sorry about that. Number 2. Look, stranger. Look, stranger, at this island now. The leaping light for your delight discovers stand stable here, and silent be, that through the channels of the ear may wander like a river, the swaying sound of the sea. Here all the small fields ending pause, here the chalk wall falls to the foam and its tall ledges, oppose the pluck, and knock off the tide, and the shingle scrambles after the sucking turf, and the gull lodges. A moment on its sheer side. Far off, like floating seeds, the ships diverge on urgent voluntary errands, and the full view indeed may enter, and move in memory as now these clouds do, that pass the harbor mirror, and all the summer through the water saunter. W. H. Auden. Number 3. There was a boy. There was a boy, you knew him well, ye cliffs, and islands of Winander, many a time. At evening, when the earliest stars began to move along the edges of hills, rising or settling, would he stand alone, beneath the trees or by glimmering lake, and there, with fingers interwoven both hands, pressed closely palm to palm into his mouth, uplifted he as though an instrument, blew mimic hootings to the silent owls, that they might answer him, and they should shout across the watery vale, and shout again, responsive to his call with quivering peals, and long halloos and screams and echoes loud, redoubled and redoubled concourse wild, of jocund din, and when lengthened pause, of silence came and baffled his best skill. Then sometimes in that silence, while he hung, listening a gentle shock of mild surprise, he carried far into his heart the voice of mountain torrents or the visible sea, would enter unawares into his mind. With all its solemn imagery, its rocks, its woods, and that uncertain heaven received into the bosom of the steady lake. William Wordsworth is the author of that. Number 4. Sonnet. The world is too much with us, late and soon. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in our nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away to the moon, a sword and boon, the sea that bears her bosom to the moon. The winds that will be howling at all hours, and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. Great God, I'd rather be a pagan suckled in a creed outworn. So might I, standing on the pleasant lea, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn. Have sight of Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn. William Wordsworth again. Number 5. To a fat lady seen from a train. Oh, why do you walk through the fields in gloves, missing so much and so much? A fat white woman whom nobody loves. Why do you walk through the fields in gloves, when the grass is soft as the breast of doves? Oh, shivering sweet to the touch. Oh, why do you walk through the fields in gloves, missing so much and so much? That was written by Francis Cornford. Okay, here's a long one. It'll be the last. It's called Number 6, Autobiographical. Out of the ghetto streets where a Jew boy dreamed pavement into pleasant Bible land. Out of the Yiddish slums where childhood met, the friendly beard, the loutish Sabbath boy, or followed proud the Torah escorting hand. Out of the jargoning city I regret. Rise memories like sparrows rising from the guttered scattered oats. Like sadness sweet of synagogal hum, like Hebrew violins, sobbing delight upon their Eastern notes. Again they ring their little bells, those doors, deemed by the tender-yeared magnificent. Old Ashkenazi's cellar sharp with spice, the widow's double-parlored candor stores. A nugget sweet bought for one sweaty cent, The warm, fresh-smelling bakery, its pies, its cakes, its naveled bellies of black bread, the lintels candy pulled, a barber shop bright bottled green, blue, and red, and fruit stall piled exotic, and the big synagogue door with letters of gold. Again my kindergarten home is full, Saturday night with kin and compatriot, my brothers playing Russian card games, my marrying sisters looking beautiful, humming the evening's imminent foxtrot, my Uncle Mayor of blessed memory, still murmuring, Marie, counting holy words. And two strangers come, fiery from Volhynia's murderous words, the cards and humming stop, and I too swear revenge for that pogrom. Occasions dear, the four-legged LF named, and angel pennies dropping on my book, the rabbi patting the coming scholar head, my mother blessing candles Sabbath flame, queenly in her Warsavian peruke. My father pickabacking me to bed to tell tales about the Baal Shem Tov, telling me curl his beard, O memory of unsurpassing love, love leading a brave child, through childless old grid corridors unfeared, the weak in the country that at my brother's, may he own fat cattle in the fields of heaven, is picking of strawberries from a glassy ditch. Its odor of the groves and of yellowing hay, dusty adventurous sunny days all seven, still follow me, still warn me, still are rich. With the cow tinkling piece of pasture land, the meadowed memory, it is sodded with its clover and is spanned by that same pillowed sky. A boy on his back one day watched enviously. And paved again the street, the shouting boys, oblivious of mothers on the stoops, playing the robust robbers and police. The corncob cattle, all high-spirited noise, competitive among the lot-drawn groups. Another day of shaken apple trees in the rich suburbs and a furious dog, a guilty boys in flight. Hazelnut games and games in the synagogue, the burrs, the hum and rattle. The Torah dance on the Shimcha's Torah night. Immortal days of the picture calendar, dear to me always with the virgin joy of the first flowering of senses 5, discovering birds or textures over a star, or taste sweet sour acid those that cloy, and perfumes never was I more alive. All days hereafter are dying off, and wandering away from home and familiar, the years doff their innocence. No other day is ever like that day. I am no old man fatuously intent on memories, but a memory I seek, the strength of vividness of non-aged days, no tranquil recollection of event. It is fabled city that I seek, it stands in space vapors and time haze. Hence comes my sadness and remembered joy, constrictive of the throat. Thence do I hear, as heard by a Jew boy, the Hebrew violins, delighting in the sobbed oriental note. And this was written by Abraham Klein. And that's all I'm going to read from this for tonight. Thank you for listening and bearing with me. Have a good one.